Hi Sally, how are you doing today? My name's Logan. I'm a student physical therapist assistant at Owens Community College. And it looks like you have adhesive capsulitis of your right shoulder. So we're going to be going through some range of motion exercises and some strengthening exercises to relieve some of that stiffness and pain that you're having. Now, I did send you some documents for you to be doing at home. So the first one that I'm going to go over is your HEP on shoulder flexion range of motion. So this is going to go through step by step on how exactly I want you to perform this exercise. And I'm going to go ahead and show you so you can go ahead and follow along with me. So all I need you to do is sit in a chair nice and tall and be a few feet away from a table or a bench, wherever you can reach. Wherever you can reach and get this full stretch in. So you're going to sit nice and tall. I want you to have good posture. I want your shoulders relaxed. And we're just going to reach out at the table. And now we're going to slowly slide your forearms along the table, really making sure that your back is nice and straight, your core is tight, and your shoulders are relaxed. And just really go in until you feel that nice stretch. I don't want you to hold any tension in your neck at all. So just go ahead and relax that and put the weight into your shoulders so you feel that nice, deep shoulder flexion stretch. You're going to be feeling the stretch right here in your anterior delts. And that's where I'm going to be palpating to make sure that you're getting that nice stretch there. So we're going to hold this for 20 to 30 seconds. And we're going to be doing that 3 times twice daily to really make sure that we're increasing that range of motion in your shoulder. Because that's one of the most important motions that we're doing, whether it's reaching up for a cup in the cupboard or getting dressed. Because I know that pain is really making you struggle getting dressed, or you're just needing to take multiple breaks, and that can be very frustrating. So we're really going to want to work on that. And that's one of the reasons why we have this HEP at home. Now, if you feel like you can't keep your back tight or your core tight, or you're not feeling that stretch in that front shoulder area, then I want you to stop immediately. Email me and I'll talk you through it again so we can really get that stretch in the proper place. Now, if you were to fall or anything, I need you to call 911 immediately. We are not taking that lightly, and we want to find out why you're falling and why your balance is impaired. All right. Now, the next exercise that we're going to be going through is shoulder abduction. So I want you to go ahead and find either a walking stick, a broom, golf club, anything that you can hold out in front of you with 2 hands and be able to get some range of motion in. So the first one we're going to be doing with the stick is to help you increase your abduction range of motion. So abduction is just bringing your arm straight out to the side. And since your shoulder is super tight, that's probably going to be difficult for you. So I want you to be holding onto the stick, your palm facing up and the unaffected hand facing down. So the unaffected hand, your left hand, is going to be pushing the stick and bringing your right arm up. Now this might be the only range of motion you can do, or down here. As long as you're feeling that stretch in your arm, we're going to want to hold that, whatever your end of range of motion is. So we're going to be holding this for 15 to 30 seconds. And I really want you to maintain nice, good posture. I want your shoulders relaxed. I don't want any lifting of your shoulder for compensation. I want you squeezing your belly, and I want your hips neutral. I don't want you leaning like this or leaning forward, trying to go out to the side. I don't want your arm out in front or your arm out in back. Really just focus on bringing that arm out to the side. And we're going to hold that for 20 to 30 seconds. And then we're going to slowly bring it down. Then we're going to relax for at least a minute. And then we're going to go up again. And really maintain that good posture. Relax your shoulder. Keep your arms straight. And continue pushing for 20 to 30 seconds. Now, if you feel like you can't maintain the good posture or you're compensating with your arm lifting up, I want you to stop immediately because we really want to focus on stretching those abductors. So Your medial delt is what does abduction. So in the clinic, I'm going to be palpating that medial delt to make sure that you're really performing that range of motion. And then the last exercise we're going to be doing, we're going to do it with the stick as well. Your right arm is going to be palm up, left hand is going to be palm down. Now you're going to be in a 90-degree angle with your elbow, just like so. I'll turn it around so you can see it. Maintain good posture. Shoulders down, hips neutral, squeezing your belly. All right, and with that left hand, I want you to push your arm out to the side. All right. We're going to hold that for 20 to 30 seconds as well. And I really want your arm to stay tucked in on your side. I don't want it out here or back. I really want it right to your side, like it's glued there. The only thing that's moving is your forearm. Now the muscles that create the external rotation is your infraspinatus, teres minor, posterior delt, and your lower trap. So your posterior delt is back here, and that's where I'm going to be palpating to making sure that you're really getting that stretch there. All right. Now since we warmed up all of your muscles with some stretches, now we're going to move on to increasing your strength. So we're going to start off with shoulder adduction, and this is also in HEP. So you can pull this up and follow along with me. This is to increase your strength in your shoulder adductors. So the muscles that do adduction are your pec major up here and your latissimus dorsi, which is going to be right back here on your back. Now, all you're going to need is a ball, and I want you to place the ball right at your hip, and once again, your elbow is going to be in a 90-degree angle. I'll turn around so you can see that. I don't want it up here, and I don't want it straight like that. 90 degrees. And then all we're going to be doing is, with your elbow, I want you to push that ball right into your waist. And we're going to do an isometric hold with a 10-second rule. So we're going to slowly push the ball in for 2 seconds. And once you get to that end feel, we're going to hold that for 6 seconds. And then once the 6 seconds is up, you're going to slowly release for 2 seconds. And then we're going to go ahead and do it again. So push in for 2, 1, 2, and then hold for 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and slowly release. Now this is going to be a nice and controlled motion. I want you to maintain good posture so your shoulders nice and relaxed, your core tight so you're not leaning to one side or the other. Your feet should be hip width apart and your head should be neutral. So one more time, we're going to slowly push that ball in and then hold it for 6 seconds and then slowly release. Now, if you feel like you can't do this standing up, you are more than welcome to do this seated as well. But I really want you to keep in mind that your core still has to be tight, and I don't want you leaning or anything. Your shoulders should always be relaxed, even if this is an uncomfortable position. I want you to be doing this 8 to 10 times once a day, and this is a low intensity exercise. So you're going to do that 8 to 10 times for 3 to 4 reps, okay? Now, the next strengthening exercise that we're going to go through is internal rotation. Now, we're going to be using a resistance band. If you don't have one of these, you can call your local physical therapist and they will give you one. So internal rotation is just when you bring your arm across your belly. Now the muscles that do internal rotation are your pec major, your subscapularis, and then your latissimus dorsi. So what we're going to be doing is wrapping this along the wall. You can just tie it along your doorknob, or you can even put it in your door. I'll just go ahead and show you that. So if you put it in your door and just go ahead and close the door, and then it'll hold it right in that spot. But you want to make sure that it's not right over the hinge, so the door doesn't go flying open when you do this exercise. So we're going to stand up nice and tall, shoulders down and relaxed, feet hip width apart, and nice comfortable bend in the knees, and then keep your head neutral, earlobes in line with your acromion process, and then really squeeze your belly so we're being stabilized. You're going to put your arm in a 90-degree angle. I'll go ahead and turn so you can see that again, 90 degrees. So we're going to hold that 90 degrees, and we want to aim to move 2 to 3 inches inward. And we're going to be doing the 10-second hold for an isometric hold again. So we're going to slowly go for 2 seconds until your end range. And then you're going to hold it for 6 seconds. And then once that 6 seconds is up, you're going to slowly go back for 2 seconds. And this is just to make sure that it's a very slow and controlled motion. So I'm going to go ahead and show you 1 rep. And then you hold. And make sure you're breathing through this exercise. And then go ahead and really make sure that you're focusing on your posture and holding that. Just like so. Now, I want you to be doing this 8 to 10 times for 3 to 4 sets. And then this is also a low intensity exercise. So we really just want to maintain holding and breathing through that, just to really strengthen those external or internal rotators. And while we're doing this at the clinic, I'm going to be palpating right your anterior delt, just to make sure that's firing properly. I might even come out at front and make sure that your pec major is also working as well. Or even back behind on your lat dorsi. All right. And then the last exercise we're going to be doing, it's also with a resistance band. So I'm going to have you standing right at the door. And instead of working my right hand like you would be doing, I'm going to do my left just so you can see with the camera. So I want you standing right at the door. Your palm is going to be facing backwards. And I want your hand to be facing backwards as well. I don't want it rotated in, forward, by your side. It's going to be facing back. So you can place the band between your thumb and your index finger. So I just want you to go straight back and really make sure that your hips are neutral, your core is tight, and your shoulders are relaxed. So we're going to be doing a 10-second isometric hold as well. So we're going to slowly go back for 2 seconds, hold for 6, and then return to the starting position for 2 seconds. All right, so I'm going to go ahead and show you a rep. All right, now we're going to do this 8 to 10 times for 3 to 4 sets. You should stop this exercise if you feel like you can't maintain the proper position or if you're compensating in any way. I really want you to make sure I'm keeping that palm backwards, bringing it straight back, not out, not behind you, just straight back. Now, if this is too easy, you can take a step away from the door and add some more resistance, or if it's not, or if it's too hard, step towards the door and then bring it back. Just so there's slight resistance and you're still strengthening those muscles. And that's all I have. So these HEPs I did send to you on your PDF. They are step-by-step. I even drew some pictures that you can go through. So I want you to be doing these at home. The stretch, the shoulder flexion stretch, I want you to do that twice a day. It's super important to get that shoulder flexion full range of motion, because this is a super important motion that we do all throughout the day. So just remember that you were sitting in a chair, reaching forward and really leaning into that, feeling that stretch in your anterior delts. Stop if you can't maintain correct posture, or if you feel like you're compensating in any way, and if you were to fall, I need you to call 911. And then the other home education plan, or home exercise plan, sorry, that I want you to do, there's also step-by-step instructions. You're gonna need a ball, or you can even use like a stiff pillow, stuffed animal, anything that you can really get in between your arm and your waist to really hold it there for 20 to 30 seconds, okay? And I want you to repeat that 3 to 4 times, 20 to 30 seconds, once daily. And then if you feel like you can't maintain the proper position, stop immediately, and then we can talk about it at our next appointment. And if you were to fall during this exercise, I need you to call 911 immediately. All right, thank you so much, Sally. And if you have any questions, feel free to email me. Have a good day.